What would you advise, or what kind of a point? I think for me is like keep your mind open, but for you, an advice for the aspiring global realtors. What would be something that if they're curious about expanding and they're probably in a different brokerage, they don't have the opportunity to do that. What would be kind of like the three steps that they need to follow, or what kind of quick advice you can give them, like to actually just do it?
So again, I would first identify what your goals are, right? Like I always like to start with the end in mind, right? Like, first of all, it's perfectly okay to like try and dabble, but that's not a business model. So like a really good example of that is statistically, I think people visit another city 5 times before they either buy a second home or actually even move. Like if you're curious, I'd say go spend your vacation time there. Just learn, act as a consumer, right? Experience stuff and kind of gain knowledge and even pay for education, right? So a perfect example, when I was in production, let's say I wanted to learn a new niche or discipline, I would kind of find the best person I could in the country and say, hey, what would it cost me to buy a day of your time? And there's a real example where I found the best probate agent I could in the country, someone who specialized on working with probate attorneys. And I think he charged me $7,500 for the day. And I spent the whole day with him. I listened to all his calls. He gave me all his scripts, all his process, like the do's and don'ts. And I got home and said, I absolutely never want to do this. This is not who I am.